Winter is slowly approaching with frosty mornings and beautiful sunny skies, and with no working central heating, we're keeping wrapped up warm. It's Thursday afternoon and the chateau is in complete disarray, and we couldn't be happier. Furniture has been moved all over the place, bits of bed here, drawers here, wardrobe over there, and to find out why, we need to go back a few days. But first, a quick update. This is the barn roof now completely patched. So the big hole that we had from where we had the beams repaired and all the tiles were removed, that is now completely gone. That is repaired and finished. However, as you can see, there is still a lot of moss in patches to be removed, and no doubt as that moss is removed it will reveal the need to try and source more tiles, because we know that there's still quite a lot of damage and quite a few leaks when it rains hard. So we're still on the search, but the worst of it is now done, which is a brilliant weight off our shoulders moving into winter. Onwards and upwards. This is my roofing spaniel. Okay, in 2 days' time, we have a carpet fitter coming to fit new carpet in this suite. We don't believe that we can expose the floorboards because we think that they may have, like in other parts of the chateau, levelled the floor out with a compound, which means that for now we're just going to have to replace the carpet, so it's a nice new start. And maybe sometime in the future, if we want to go in that direction, we might try and get back to floorboards and have this as a beautiful wood floor. But we will see. For now, we've just got to empty everything out of here, absolutely everything, so that we can then rip up the old carpets, ready for Thursday, which it's getting late on Tuesday afternoon now, so we've got a day and a little bit to get everything out of here, all the carpets ripped up and they're glued down, which I already know from upstairs that it's a nightmare getting glued carpets up. But we've got to get all of this up for Thursday when the carpet man's coming. We're like superhuman burglars. This is what everyone wants, isn't it? Your home turned upside down in the run-up to Christmas. We had no idea what we were about to find when we started pulling the carpet up. Holding down the carpet with all of her might, Bunty is showing what we were convinced wasn't there. Floorboards! But this new discovery left us with a big problem. We have this big roll of carpet downstairs waiting to come and be fitted to this room and the one next door. But look at that, that looks really nice. So we'll see what happens when we fully uncover it. If it's all like that, then, it's just a case of getting rid of the old adhesive that's been put on top. And if that's the case, then this could look absolutely stunning, and we might have to rethink whether we put this carpet on or not. Better get tearing. What are you doing? What are you doing? Lying down on the job? Lying down on the... What's this? What's this? An upside down spank? This was our first attempt at removing a glued down carpet, and it took a while to get the hang of it. We quickly realised this was going to take quite a long time. So I think all of our plans might be changing. What have we found, Jane?
Well, Well, we found some blonde floorboards in perfect condition apart from the glue that's been on them and some marks that have been left maybe when the carpet was put down. But they fit together perfectly, it's a smooth surface, it is a brilliant find.
To think we were going to put carpet down. That plan has now changed.
There's also a lot of adhesive all over the fireplace, but we can see, peeping through, that it is the same red marble as we've got in the surround, in the hearth. So that's going to look amazing as well.
Yeah, so what a find! What a find! We think we knew that there was some sort of hearth under here just because of the way the carpet rippled. But to find that under that tile adhesive is more marble, so we've got this marble hearth to go with the fireplace around, it's just fantastic. While we're at it, quite a lot of people have asked in the past, how is it possible to have a fireplace under a window? Well, if you don't know the answer already, it's because these fireplaces have a flue that goes outside and up the wall and then out through a chimney at the top. So this room and the bedroom next to it both have that sort of fireplace system. However, because above here is now a roof terrace, the chimneys have actually been completely blocked over. So these, whilst they're still intact down here, they can't work without us ripping up part of the roof terrace, which we're not prepared to do because we don't think we're really going to need these. You never know though, things might change in the future. But for now they're just decorative, but look at them, they're stunning. What's next?
We should look in the other room, see what's there, should we?
Yeah.
See what's there.
We've got all of this to do again, and this was hard enough. Welcome to Jane's Find of the Day with Jane.
Hello and welcome to this week's Find of the Day at Chateau de Pican. Today I'm outside and I'm looking at this. We've got two of them. They're terracotta plinths and they're going to be beautiful for marking the new garden that we're trying to establish, the formal garden, the entrance to the formal garden, but also we're going to have, I hope, quite a nice approach to the chateau at this side as well. I don't know a huge amount about this. I have seen them for sale, a small number of items for sale that are the same as this. You can obviously use it to put various things on top, maybe a statue. One of the lots I've seen, they had an armillary on top of it. I didn't know what that was. It's a sphere used by ancient astronomers to mark the movements of the celestial bodies. And you can kind of set the date on it and then it would tell you where the sun is going to be in the sky at that time. Some of them I think tell you which sign of the zodiac is currently above you and that sort of thing. So they're rather lovely. But I think we're going to use this to put a big plant pot on it with some cascading flowers. It's got a hole at the top, it has a hole at the bottom, so it's absolutely perfect for planting where you want some drainage. It's got this really pretty design around the top and further down the bottom. As I say, I don't know where it's come from, but I suspect it might be Italian because we've got another garden ornament which definitely is from Italy. It's heavy, it's substantial. I don't think it's just been knocked up in a garden centre. But more than that, I don't know.
This big pile of grass is hiding a big plant pot. So I'm going to take the grass out and then use the plant pot to plant one of the roses. Well, that was easy. And it turns out that under the grass is some decent looking compost. So I'm standing by the orangerie, and this is probably where we're going to have a hot tub at some point. And this wall is a bit drab, but it's west facing, catches all the evening sunshine, so it'll be lovely for a rose. There are no holes in this pot, which is a consideration, but I think it's quite a deep pot. It's got some stones in there. I think the drainage will be okay. We've had loads of rain and it wasn't at all wet in there, let alone waterlogged. So hope that it gives me some beautiful flowers next year. This is the Generous Gardener by David Austin, Climbing Rose. I've just placed it still wrapped in the planting hole that I've made, just to check the position. Then I'm going to take the wrapping off and I'm going to press compost around it. And that will be that. Watered in well, the Generous Gardener is planted. So now we've got the roses Sir Lancelot and King Arthur, well watered in and planted and hopefully safe. Look forward to seeing what they turn into next year. In another time, in another place, we were still yanking away at the old carpet.
Well, as you can see from this floor, this is why we ordered the carpet, because we assumed both rooms were like this. I'd lifted up the carpet at the threshold between the two rooms and I saw this sort of surface. I assumed it had gone right the way across both, which is why we've ordered the carpet. It's all in good condition, there's no cracks, so I don't think there's any way that we're going to easily take it up and find out what's underneath.
There's a sort of a bit of a corner here.
Right.
It looks like there's a dark wood surface under here. And no idea why they decided to cover them all over. Maybe it was a bit squeaky, a bit creaky, but anyway, that's sort of in some ways even more heartbreaking.
Ugh. So it might be an absolutely gorgeous floorboard over here, but under some sort of latex levelling compound or similar. If it was just tearing and rolling up the old carpet, the job would have been finished hours ago, but this adhesive, which was used all over the floor by the way, was proving to be a troublesome adversary. Bunty then decided that it was time for me to stop work. Well, we've come to the end of our day's work, and Lord Percy has come in to supervise, and Bunty is lying down on the job as usual. We've managed to do this much of this room, which is, near enough half the room, I'd say.
As it may be hard to imagine what I'm planning in the formal garden, we've created a basic drawing of the design. I have 8 small bare root roses that need to go in today. Well, I'm at my 2 planting holes in the first sector. I'm going to be planting my David Austin roses. I've got Boscobel and I've got the Lady Garden. I haven't actually tried the Lady Garden before, but you can see it's actually quite a strong looking plant already. The stems look a bit more healthy, I would say, a bit thicker than the Boscobel, but I just love the colour of the Boscobel, so I had to have that one. I've just opened up my box of bulbs and found that I'd ordered some narcissus. As usual, I get very excited at bulb buying time and I've bought loads of stuff. These narcissus, they're all quite small. They only grow to about 40 centimetres. They are quite petite. And I've got 32 in total. And so I've decided I'm going to put them around the roses that I've already planted out, the bare root roses. If they like the conditions, narcissus will multiply. So, we'll end up with more. Of course, if they don't like the conditions, they'll just disappear. So who knows what will happen. But I'm going to put them out as symmetrically as I can around the roses, and then they're done. So these are quite big bulbs, and in each packet, fortunately, there's a little picture of what it is you're planting. So it looks like I've gone in for pinky coloured ones and novelty shaped trumpets. I'm going to put a bit of gravel
in the bottom of each planting hole, because the thing that bulbs really hate is rotting in watery soil conditions. So I'll put a little bit of gravel underneath and a bit more compost in, because I think I didn't quite have enough when I was doing the roses. It was a bit hasty. And then that's it. We'll get them planted.
The moment that perhaps none of you have been waiting for.
So what might it be worth? Well, for us, it's fantastic because of what we're going to use it for, and it belongs here, so it doesn't really matter. I suspect it's probably worth a few €100 or dollars. I've seen some similar items at that kind of price. The item that I found with the armillary globe on top of it, which was a bronze armillary, so sphere with various arrows and markings on for the movements of the planets. And it was exactly the same plinth as this. Somebody was wanting €4,400 for that. So I don't know exactly how they split that value. I suspect the vast majority of it was for the bronze armillary. Mind you, you can buy bronze armillaries for a lot less than 4,000, so who can say? But anyway, I think this is worth a few hundred. It'd be quite difficult to run off with it. It's quite heavy, and yeah, lovely big flower pot on top, and it will be a perfect pair, symmetrically set up to enhance the architecture of the chateau. Really looking forward to planting it.
Well, it's day 2 of ripping up carpets, and I'm going to try and get this done in quick fashion this morning, hopefully, because I'm freezing in here. And once I've got this up, what we've decided is we are going to have the carpet in here, because the effort to try and take up the old adhesive and possibly a self-leveling compound, when we don't know how good a quality the floorboards are underneath, it's just going to be too much of an effort when we have so much else to do in the chateau before we open next year. It seems like a long time in the future, opening for spring next year, but those months do go by quickly. So we'll go to the time lapse now, so this goes a little bit quicker.
We'd bought some solvent gel to soften the carpet adhesive and applied it liberally to the hearth. It transformed the hard adhesive layer into a chewing gum consistency that was possible, though quite difficult, to scrape off. But with a little effort, the beautiful original marble hearth was revealed, unharmed, beneath.
This room is on the top floor of the chateau, and we've affectionately for a while called it the bridal suite, although that's just the name we've given it. So we're going to have the new carpet put down in here, and so I've got to get everything out of here into that half of the room, which is upper step, so it's a separate section as it were, move everything out, and then I can get this carpet up, so then we'll be ready for the carpet fitter when he comes tomorrow. So it's all a bit up in the air and a bit haywire at the minute, but we should get there. There's time, so there's no need to panic.
We hadn't originally planned to be working on this room at all just now, but as always happens here at the chateau, plans change at the last minute. We had enough carpet for 2 rooms and a carpet fitter on his way, so this seemed like our best option. The wardrobe was too heavy for us to lift and wouldn't fit through the door. I suggested we take out the shelves to lighten it a little, and then Rory found it was quite easy to take off the doors. That made it light enough for us to tip and lift it up the step.
All that was left was for us to indulge in our favourite sport here at the Chateau, defenestration, or chucking things out of windows.
Now I've got my packets of tulip bulbs, and I've decided I'm going to plant 4 crescent-shaped troughs, so 1 crescent-shaped trough in each of my sectors. And I've got these bulbs, and each one has got a nice helpful picture inside the packet so I can remind myself what they look like. And it looks like I've gone for some quite interesting colours. Linda's vintage selection obviously caught my eye with some beautiful dark colours and purples and vintage looking burnt orange colours. And then these are not very different. They're slightly taller, so I'm going to put those together. I've got my bulbs in, and the next thing is I'm going to fill the trough with compost. But before I do that, I'm going to do another trough opposite and make sure that I get the pattern exactly the same. In fact, I might do all 4 troughs, get the pattern right, and then fill them all in.
The carpet fitter worked quickly and efficiently. He even managed to smash the window in the front door, which was nice. It's good to have air vents at this time of year. Accidents aside, we're really pleased with his work. I planned to edge the carpet around the newly uncovered marble hearth, so the carpet was left long. The floor leveller did in fact crumble away by the door, so we've decided to expose the wood and restore it. We'll do the same for the 2 balcony doors and finish it with a wooden strip edging to the carpet.
We are so pleased with our wooden floor find, and the 2 marble hearths are amazing. They will help to add a touch of historic beauty to the suite when finished.
If you've enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing and checking out some of our other videos.